Hey everybody, what's up? Let's hold the truth hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies, we would hold the truth hostage. Welcome to another episode of Pop the Culture, where we pop the culture with a black pill perspective to understand it. Now, this video is about continuity. Continuity in comics. Now, I've spoken to, shout out to Pocket Jacks Comics, spoken to Preston Poulter about this plenty of times. And, he's a firm believer in, removing the limitations of continuity. And I think that's what's been hurting the industry a lot. Because I watch a lot of comic book YouTubers over the years, and one of their major complaints is continuity, and the fact that, oh man, if Superman is numbered at issue 899 or 1055 or Batman 1055, it's gonna hurt people. You know what I mean? When in reality, it won't hurt these people at all, because let's face it, it's not about the continuity of the past. Most people know who Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Hulk. They have an idea of the continuity of what this character is, what this character is about, who they are. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, the average person is more than aware of what to expect in a superhero comic. Okay, they got superpowers, they're gonna save people, and here's what they're gonna do. So most people are aware of this, and don't really need to read Superman 1 to understand, oh, that's Superman. He can fly, shoot laser beams, he's weak against a green rock. Of course, you shouldn't start at, let's say, Superman issue 1000, and you're in part 3 of a five issue arc. Yeah, you shouldn't start there. But people always on the internet crying and moaning about, oh man, it's hard to get into comics because you have to read all these issues. You got to read issue 1 to issue 1 to 1000. No, you don't. You can read Batman the Hard Halloween. You know what I'm saying? The Halloween, you could read all these series or graphic novels. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be aware of the full continuity. In fact, that's not mandatory. That's something you could choose to do. For example, if you start off at Superman 1000 and you're enjoying yourself, you at least could go backwards for more content. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to find out about that. And I think that's really hurting the comic book industry, when these guys that, in all honesty, I think there's a negative idea behind this whole push, and it's been going on for over 20 years, probably over 30, where they're always pushing this narrative that you have to have read issue 1000, issue 1 to understand 1000. When you don't have to. I think a lot of people bring this up to feel a sense of elitism. You know what I'm saying? To feel that, oh man, I'm a far better fan than you because I actually am aware of the continuity. I'm aware of issue 1 to 1000. You know what I'm saying? They purposely do all this talking and negativity about the continuity just so they can actually keep fans away from the comics, keep fans away so they can keep it to themselves more. As one thing that's always followed the comic book industry, not always, but since the comic book code and stuff like that, is that a lot of people are glued to continuity. Now, continuity, yes, it's important if the story is about that. You know what I'm saying? If the whole run on the series is based on this continuity from over 80 years ago, whatever, yes, it's important. But if it ain't, you know, it's just another issue of Superman and Batman. You know what I mean? Even the comics started without continuity in the stories to begin with. You know what I mean? There was no continuity. It was just, here's a issue of Superman where he stops a boat from sinking, and the next issue we don't even talk about that. You know what I'm saying? All you need to know is the character's continuity. You know what I'm saying? The character's continuity and the character's, you know what I'm saying? The character's behavior and the character's personality. You know, that's what's hurting the industry most, is that there's not a continuity to how the characters behave, their personality and their morality. But this whole notion that you need to have read issue 1 to understand a Superman comic, you know, it's stupid. You know what I mean? You don't need all that. You know what Superman is. It's a guy who wears a cape, he flies, he's got these powers, whatever. The average person already knows that. You don't need to have full continuity awareness. You know what I'm saying? You just need to read a good story, a good complete story, and start at the right point of that arc. That's really it. And I mean, in reality, what's really hurting comics is that writers will have a run and they won't sell, or they won't sell these runs as individual graphic novels, or identify that, yeah, this is a different writer. You know what I'm saying? This is a very different writer. He wrote things differently. So Superman's tone and the way he behaves might be a little different than the other writer, But most people already have a firm understanding of the character and, how they behave and should behave. You know what I mean? So this whole narrative that, yeah, you need to have read Batman 1 to understand Batman 500, it's stupid and it's hurting the industry. Instead of recommending people good stories to read, whether they be old or new, people keep worrying about this awareness of continuity from over 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's where the lack of growth comes from, or the fear. It's from these guys that want to seem like they're elite. I read issue 1 to 500 of Wonder Woman. And if you haven't read issue 1 to 500, you won't understand it. In reality, the series that need more continuity tend to be manga. Manga, you need more awareness of the continuity. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped reading One Piece a while ago, and now they're on volume 1000 whatever. And, I'm not 100% aware of what's going on. So, I stopped reading. I could start where I ended, but, I just stopped. You know what I mean? So a lot of times manga, you usually need continuity a lot more, because the story's going to be told from one writer and one creator only, and it will end at this given time. Manga tends to be where you need to start from volume 1 all the way to, volume, 99 or wherever it's at. Manga tends to be heavily continuity based, because there's a long arc and a long story being told. You know what I'm saying? But even then, if you go in understanding the genre, if it's shonen or whatever, for example, if you know this is going to be a fighting manga, all you got to know is who's the good guy. Okay, he's the good guy. He's going to fight people and action's going to happen. You know what I mean? But most of the time, I think continuity tends to be more towards manga as a limitation than American comics, because the way American comics are designed and the way most characters are well known anyway, you don't need to read issue 1 of Superman from 1930s or 80s to know what Superman is about. You know what I mean? it's a lot easier to digest the American comic. You know, this whole narrative of continuity, man, being something that will hold you back, you know, it's not really a problem. Unless it's a very arc-based story that references the past, you don't really need it. You don't really need to have read Superman issue 1 to know what's going on in Superman issue 1000 at all. But, you know, this has been my thought. I'll do a little more on this continuity thing because, you know, there's more to talk about, but I'll just keep this one short. This has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies, would hold the truth hostage. This has been Pop the Culture, where we pop the culture with a black pill perspective to understand pop culture. Peace.